showcase the success stories of Black and brown veterans who have successfully unlaced the boots. Now, today, we, as you can see, are in person with the fabulous and oh so special Miss Kaila Mays. Today, we have 313's finest child. Kaila is a Navy veteran that settled in the sunny state of Florida, but decided to take her Detroit roots with her. From building bombs to building successful businesses, Kayla's funnel cake spot has landed her on the top 10 best restaurant list for 3 years straight. Okay, a mother, a businesswoman, a wife, an absolute boss. Let's give Miss Kaila a warm welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So I always like to start off the episode with just doing like a mental health check-in. So how are you feeling today?
Today I'm doing good.
That's
I feel
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And you put in the work to feel good. So
Ooh, let's get into that.
Yeah.
That's tea. That's tea.
A
How
lot of
do you put in the work to feel good?
you just focus on the good. You don't spend time on the bad, and even in the bad, like it's always a lesson to be learned. So
Yeah.
a lot of people, like for me, I wake up and choose happiness every day. Like depression is real, anxiety is real. So like just choose to be happy. Choose to, the glass ain't half empty, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's halfway full.
And I
So-
don't think enough people talk about I don't think enough people talk about how intentional we must be to remain happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think we talk enough about
no,
that.
We don't. We really don't. 'Cause a lot of people can stay in the bed.
Yeah.
You can stay in the bed. Like, hey, you go get them kids. You do this, you do that. Like, choose to get up. Choose to put in the work. Choose to be happy. Choose to be thankful. Like, you got to put in the work.
You do.
But today, I am good.
It wasn't that hard to be intentional today.
It wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Okay. So you are from the D, y'all. I'm a real Detroit girl. Like
At
my
heart,
family,
for sure.
right? Okay. In my mind, I'm from the East Side.
Facts. Definitely, yeah.
So tell me what it was like growing up in Detroit. Give me your backstory, your history, and just like pre-military Kaila.
Yeah, so I am originally from the West Side.
Okay.
Schoolcraft, Evergreen area to be exact. And then as we got older, my mom and she moved us to the East Side. So we went to the East Side maybe around freshman year for me. And it was different because it wasn't like she moved us to the hood of the East Side. She moved us to the suburbs, which they consider Grosse Pointe.
Okay.
And that was different for me because I grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
I like my friends, my cousins,
Right.
my neighbors,
Yeah.
And now I'm in the suburbs around a lot of diversity. So at that point, I had went to school. She took me out of a public school, Detroit public school, with all my friends, my hood rat friends, and she put me in a school with all white people.
Ooh.
And that was a cultural shock for me.
Yeah.
So you got maybe a handful, 10 black kids in a 1,200 school.
Talk about a culture
environment.
shock.
That's a culture shock. And my mama said, if you did bad, I'll take you back to Detroit schools. So guess what I did?
Bad.
On purpose. Intentionally. I went to every class and I went to sleep. And they gave me a report card and it was a 0.00.
So you just like, I'm literally here.
I'm here, but I'm not here.
Right.
You feel me? Because my mama told me if I do bad, she's taking me back to Detroit schools with my friends.
Right.
And so
that wasn't a threat to me. It was a
No,
challenge.
That was a challenge. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do real bad, so I can go back to my friends.
Right.
And I flunked on purpose, and it was nothing like the feeling when my teacher gave me that report card, and I may have met her expectations of being a dummy. You know what I'm saying? So when she gave me that report card and it said all F, something in me was like, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
But they think I'm stupid.
They think I'm stupid.
So now I took this report card to my mama, and I was like, "Here, ma, can I go back to Detroit now?"
Right.
And she said no. So I'm like,
You
you got me looking stupid just for me
Right.
to not go back.
Yes.
That's not okay. And what when I realized she was playing with me, I was like, nah, I'm not stupid. So immediately after, I all A's.
Yeah.
Every single time I got all A's, I had to prove to them. And you know, they kept, Kayla, you're the most successful. You've done a complete turnaround. I've been smart.
Yeah.
I was just choosing not to because
Right.
my mama said,
Right. I thought this was a game.
this was, yeah. She played with me.
Yeah.
So I started getting all A's. I was always on the dean's list, honor rolls. Me and the principal were hand in hand. He created a group for high schoolers to basically, like, I can't remember the exact name of the group, but he chose 10 students to be a part of his team, and I was the only black student a part of it. And I got so many credits that I was able to graduate 6 months early. And in those 6 months, I just was chilling, trying to figure out what was my next move gonna be.
Which brings me to my next question. So where did the military and specifically the Navy come into this? Because I know Detroit people, y'all are real proud. Y'all are proud of y'all city. And a lot of people I know from Detroit that, like my family and stuff, they don't leave.
Yeah.
They don't leave. They may travel, but they not leaving
Yeah, they
Detroit.
coming back, right.
So what made you like, okay, I'm going to join the military?
So for me, my big cousin, shout out to Bird. His name is Justin McDonald. That is my aunt's oldest son. He had joined right after high school. He went to the Navy.
Okay.
And he was just, you know, we were proud. He's traveling. He doing all this stuff. He had set an example. And I was like, I want to travel. I want to do stuff too. I really wanted to be the first woman on the SEAL team. Because I'm just like hardcore. I played basketball my whole life.
Right.
I'm a tomboy. And I just wanted to be like my big cousin.
Right.
And make my family proud. I knew I was really smart academically, but I did not want to pursue going to college. I just wanted to find my own path.
Right.
Make my family proud and travel. So I had, within those 6 months of like not being in school, I decided, okay, I'm gonna join the military. And my mama was so happy and proud.
Oh, she was all for it.
Yeah, she was all for it. She wanted me to get out her house. So she was excited, and not just get out her house, but get out her house and be doing something that's gonna benefit me in the future.
Right.
So that's why I chose the military.
So I've had a couple of black female veterans on this podcast, and black female veterans hold just a super duper special place in my heart because of the adversity that we had to face in the military.
Yeah.
And just to see like the adversity we have to face, and then for us to get out, face more adversity, and then still be successful.
Yeah.
Like, I'm our biggest cheerleader.
Thank you.
So how, or what should I ask, how were you able to compartmentalize the things that you went through in the military, if anything, and not let it affect or define your worth as a veteran? And how did you like maneuver through those challenges while you were in?
Right. So I remember, you know, you go through your boot camp stage. After boot camp, you go to A school.
Right.
I had went to A school in Pensacola.
Mm-hmm.
I had some amazing teachers who I still keep in touch with this day. And one of them, at the end of our A school, he had went through every person, and he had said what he predicted for that person. And for him, for me, he had predicted that I was going to have 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, and I was going to like get kicked out.
Was he black?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to say names. So I had a LSC. I'm not going to say his name, but if you watching this, we're cool now.
Right.
But if you watching this,
clock that T.
Clock that T. Ho, catch it. Okay? Clock that. But he told me the exact same thing. But this is what he told me. He said, you're going to have 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies.
Yep.
and you're gonna be a first class.
Mhm.
And I was like, why would you wish that on me?
Yeah.
Why? Like, am I supposed to be like happy about that?
Mhm.
Girl.
And that stuck with me because now I gotta prove you wrong.
I gotta prove you wrong.
I gotta prove you wrong. And I mean, the 3 kids and 3 baby daddies, that's a stretch. But what he was telling me was, I might be loose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or like out there, and that didn't sit well. So I got to and he also spoke life into me too. Like, he told me that, good things as well, but the bad things is what stuck.
Of course.
And then I got my command in Bremerton on the 74 Stennis. And as soon as I got there, you meet your chain of command.
Of course.
They sit you down, they talk to you, tell you the expectations. And not to toot my horn, but I'm not an ugly girl.
Right.
So immediately they were like, "Ooh, fresh meat."
Of course.
And that
but
was
this is
like,
your chain of command.
Chain of command. Chiefs. First classes. Second.
Okay, I also feel like this needs to be said. She's prior AO.
IO, yes.
And I rock with a lot of AOs, but the AO men are something different.
Yeah. Men, period, are different, but the AO men are even, rougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really rougher. I feel like if misogynistic had a rate, it would be AO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It takes a tough woman to be able to deal with our AO men.
Yeah, it does.
So
yeah.
I was ready for the challenge, but like,
shout out to all my AO females, because y'all holding it down.
IO, yes, y'all, we really did hold it down. And I met a lot of great people, honestly, to just say that. But they told me I was fresh meat. And that was like, at the time, it could be like flattering, but at the same time still like degrading. Like,
and
are y'all my leaders?
To get older,
to realize that was not okay.
We're 18. We're 19.
I was not grown.
I'm not no grown woman, so I'm not even comprehending what you're
saying. Yeah, or what you're trying to say.
What you're implying.
Yeah.
I'm not even picking up what you're putting down.
At all. And that's another thing I want to put a key point in is, like, when I left home, I was 17, turning 18. I'm not grown at 18.
No.
We think we grown, but we were not grown.
No.
And we put in this environment with men and
that
women
that are
grown.
Yeah.
Talking to us like we're grown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that took for me to get older and mature to realize that I wasn't the problem.
No.
They were.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, for real.
So I was not the problem.
The predatory behavior amongst the ranks.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, and I don't think enough people talk about it. And how small you feel.
Or they're higher ranking than you.
Because they're higher ranking than you. And how silent your voice feels. It took me a long time. It took me a very long time to find my voice. And I think now that's why I'm so, like, I'm standing on business.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm having to make up for all the times that I couldn't say nothing, or I felt like my voice didn't matter, or I felt like when I did say something I was blackballed or shunned, or you know what I'm saying, outcasted.
They told me straight up, they not gonna believe you. I'm a chief. They not gonna believe you. I'm a first class. So now what I say won't even get it's not gonna get through, because I'm just the airman. You know what I'm saying? So thank God for that experience, but hey.
Right.
Yeah. You get over it. You eventually get through it. But it's the lessons you learn looking back on it. Like, I know my worth now.
Very much so.
You cannot talk to me or try me
very
in
much
any type of way.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for them, like, talking like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm it takes tough skin to be able to handle that in the military world.
Yeah.
So when you get out, this baby, you can't.
You're gonna have to come with it.
You're gonna have to come real hard.
Yeah. And then you're gonna be met with some opposition, because then I couldn't even do anything.
I couldn't speak.
Yeah.
You got,
Now I'm free.
yeah, now I'm free.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the good feeling to be free.
So going through all of that, how were you able to, because that's PTSD, that's
Yeah,
traumatic,
yeah, for sure.
right? We And that's something else. Like, PTSD isn't always combat related. So I have a lot
Mhm.
of veterans that come to me and they like, they have PTSD, or they don't even feel like they have PTSD because they weren't in a combat zone. But being sexually harassed,
Mhm.
being verbally abused,
Mhm.
those are traumatic
Traumatic,
experiences.
yeah.
And it's post traumatic stress
Mhm.
disorder. So it doesn't have to be anything combat related for you
Right.
to end up with PTSD.
Yeah.
So with going through all those traumatic experiences, right? How are you able to not internalize that stuff? Because a lot of people that deal with PTSD, it numbs them,
Yeah.
or they function from it,
Yeah.
and they can't really do anything outside of it.
Yeah.
But obviously,
Yeah.
we ain't do that.
No, we didn't.
So how are you able to not internalize but compartmentalize and not let it define you,
Right.
so that you could be successful?
Okay. So for me, when I'm going through something difficult, I don't like I don't run away from it. I actually dive into it.
Okay.
So I'm working harder. I'm focusing. I'm doing whatever I have to do to I can't I can't stay in bed or try and like keep my mind off of it. I have to dig into it deeper. Like I work harder and just use that as ammunition or motivation to
Yeah.
keep going. Some people might run away from it.
Yeah.
But I use it as like a ammunition. I
Yeah.
use it to just go after it even harder. So like when I'm going through heartbreak or something
Mhm.
that it and heartbreak ain't gotta be, it can be from a friend, it can be from a
Girl.
relationship, it can be from your family. Like when I'm going through it, I actually work harder than
Mhm.
like chilling and relaxing, because when I'm not being busy, that's when my depression kicks in.
Same.
Yeah, I have to stay
Same.
moving, stay busy, or that depression will just eat me up.
Yeah. And I've let it before.
I have to.
I've felt it. I've just like let go and just
Mhm.
fell into
Yeah.
depression,
Into it. Yep.
and didn't know how to fight my way out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's like quicksand. I'm just falling
Yeah. Yeah.
deeper
Yeah.
and deeper and deeper. But then when I finally like came out of it, I think it's like you said, like, and not even on like keeping busy to like suppress,
Right.
but being proactive
Yeah.
in the healing of it.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, I'm not trying to act like it didn't exist or work my way through my problems, but I know sitting in a dark house, sitting in this bed, not moving for days on end,
Yeah.
it's gonna kill me.
Right.
I'm gonna die like this.
Yeah.
So how do I not do that?
Mhm.
What was the pinnacle or turning point that made you be like, okay, thank you, Navy, but it's time for me
To go.
to go?
Okay. So when I was in the Navy, I had my dad was really sick, and he has never, he old school. He has never left Detroit. And I wanted him to leave Detroit and just come follow me wherever I went and be my daddy. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when we had started going underway and we were on a ship, and I was getting like calls or emails, Facebook messages,
Mhm.
basically saying how bad my dad was. And I wanted to go home, and
Yeah.
not for good. Just I want to go be with him. If this is the last time I see him,
I
I
deserve
want to
that.
go see him.
Mhm.
And they no. So you have no choice. Yes, sir. Cool, but I'm not gonna forget that.
Yeah.
You pissing me off.
Yeah.
But I hear you. No,
Right.
and I'm used to being told no, but like just the reason behind it, it hurt it, cause like if my daddy died and I'm all the way out here,
Right.
I might not get back in time to bury him,
Yep.
and that's gonna eat me up.
Yep.
But the answer is no. So I gotta respect it, keep it moving.
Right.
But I gotta yeah, I didn't like that saying no. So I kept that in my head. And then unfortunately I did have some incidents where I had to go meet the captain, and have a mask.
Not DRB child.
Two, twice. Me and the captain were hand in hand. I was trying so hard to stay off his radar, but what comes with being fresh meat on the ship comes with a lot of, it can come with negativity from other women.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And honestly, the first time I went to mass, it was for a blue on blue altercation. They pay me for it now, but it was a blue on blue fight. And the second time was for a whole nother thing, like an investigation. And I had went to mass. After the second mass, the captain, he did what he thought he needed to do for the security of the ship. He called me a liability to the ship. And really,
one little
black girl,
liability to a $1 billion vessel.
me, an airman,
an airman,
mind you, a liability.
Yeah.
So of course, I went to go look up what is the liability mean.
Yeah.
Because I ain't hitting up these people, they hitting up me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. People who should be leading me, teaching me, guiding me, directing me, are preying on me.
Yeah.
I'm just.
So how am I the liability? No, they're okay.
Yeah, we ain't. I know now that I was not the problem. The problem was within higher ranking people who preyed on certain people.
Yeah.
And being just naive or young, you might fall into some stuff, but I wasn't the problem. Anyway, he ended up discharging me.
Okay.
And at that time, it was to get that news, be underway, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was gut wrenching. I just couldn't fathom that. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Where am I gonna go?
Girl.
What am I gonna tell my mama, my daddy, the reasons I came here? What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And I remember leaving out of mass, hurt, scared, worried, but relieved.
Explain the feeling of relief.
Whatever I'm gonna do, I get to do it on my own time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be free.
Yeah.
I did want to go home to see my daddy. You know what I'm saying? So maybe something I didn't understand at the time is that I am favored.
Yeah.
God always moves on my behalf. And maybe had I not been discharged, maybe I would have stayed in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But then what would life look like?
What would life look like? So I'm so grateful because what turned out to be something fearful and worrying, once you let that go, God takes the lead.
Yeah.
And so I ended up getting dropped off. We pulled into San Diego. They dropped me off in San Diego. We are not stationed here, but they dropped me off. They kicked me off the boat. And gave me a Greyhound ticket.
We were stationed in
Bremerton,
Washington. And they done put this lady off in California.
In California. I don't know nobody in California. They gave me a Greyhound ticket.
To where?
Back to Bremerton.
A Greyhound?
A Greyhound ticket. Which, the Greyhound, we were going through the valley, up a hill, then down the hill. We got up. The AC was on this bus. We got up. Apparently, the driver was supposed to turn the AC off to go up an incline. He didn't. The bus stopped. It broke down in the middle of the valley. I'm on this bus with strangers. Scared.
Of course. I already just got put out.
I already got
put California.
Out. In California. My bus then broke down. I'm with all these strangers. Luckily, you could tell I just got out. I'm I got my bags and stuff. They knew I was military. I met some great people on that bus, but had I not, who would be responsible for me? Besides me.
Right.
So I got, they sent another bus a few hours later, came back, we got up to Bremerton. Now I'm
What's next?
What's next? Where do I go? What do I do? And sure enough, the person I had been dating at the time was transferring out of Bremerton to Mayport,
Okay.
and we did a 7-day trip down to Jacksonville, Florida, and that's
Okay.
how I got to Florida.
Okay, so this is how you got to Florida. Okay, so now we in the sunny state of Florida, and what's your next move? Where did the from that point? How was your business birth?
So my business wasn't birthed until I got down to Jacksonville in 2015,
Okay.
and then it took some time. I was lost for a little bit,
Mhm.
trying to figure out what do I do next, what do
Right.
I do, and finally in 2017 to 2019, I worked as a store manager for a phone company.
Okay.
And I mean, I gave my all to this store. I love my job. I love my customers. My customers love me. And then one day they fired me. And I was like, y'all got me messed up. I went into a deep depression for like maybe a year. And because I felt so worthless. Like,
Yeah.
y'all just got rid of me and I done did so much work for y'all. But that let me know that you're replaceable, baby.
You are, and now this is your second incident,
Yeah.
letting you know that. First with the Navy,
Yeah.
which was your dream
Mm-hmm.
at one point. Now you have this manager position, and you're let go, which lets you
Mm-hmm.
know again that you're replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that ignite?
A fire. A fire, a burning one. I said, I'll never work for nobody else again. God, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
And I have a huge passion for my dogs and animals, training, breeding. I love that. I love people. I like serving people.
Yeah.
Whatever to do to make you happy and smile, I like doing. I'm very creative. I know how to do hair. I know how to do nails. I know how to do makeup. But what am I going to do, Lord?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I know I don't want to work for nobody else because I don't want nobody to ever make me feel like
That.
this. You know? And for a little bit, right before COVID, I had decided to do nails.
Okay.
And I was doing them out the house at first. But I realized I don't like touching people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's personal. I
It's
don't,
very personal.
you know, I don't want to touch you. And
Yeah.
I don't want to do your nails. And if you don't like them, that's going to break my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How can you? That's going to mess me up again. So I was like, how about I can do my daughter's nails when they get older and they friends' nails and save some money from going to the nail shop. And this can be
Yeah.
like a hobby. But Lord, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And so during COVID, you know, that whole incident, the pandemic happened. Um, I was getting unemployment checks. And at first, I'm like, we hood rich, baby.
Right.
We hood rich.
I gotta live with the food stamps now.
I was,
Look, Donnie T done came through.
Yes.
We
so
not Trump. I'm not Trump.
first,
y'all,
I was
sorry.
like spending it, waiting on the next one, spending it, waiting on the next one. And then it was like, you need to be saving this. So now I'm getting these checks and I'm just racking them up, racking them up, racking them up, saving it. And I was 8 months pregnant. Excuse me, I was pregnant. And I wanted a funnel cake so bad. Like, my baby was like, you know, I need something sweet. I
Yeah.
want a funnel cake. But the fair didn't come that year because of COVID. And I had looked at my man and I was like crying at this point. Baby, I want a funnel cake. Can you please take me to get one or find somebody that has them? And he took me to a flea market in Jacksonville. And it's 4 of them that I know of. But only one of them sells funnel cakes.
Right.
So I went to the flea market. I already have one daughter. She's 1 year old. And then her daddy, they're shopping around the flea market. He took me to the funnel cake place. And there's a long line. So I'm like, I guess I'm going to wait.
Yeah,
So
because I want this.
I want this. We've been wanting this. So I waited in line. They had shopped around the whole feed store. What is flea market? And the people in front of me, they were like cussing this lady out. They was mad they had to wait. And the people behind me cussing this lady out, mad they had to wait. And I'm just waiting patiently. Lord, I ain't leaving.
Yeah.
And then I look around, they not leaving either. So y'all mad,
But y'all staying
but
here
y'all
too.
gonna wait.
Yeah.
Cause ain't nowhere else you can get a funnel cake.
Yeah.
So a light, I never forget this. The light went off in my head, and I'm like, why she taking so long? She only serving one size funnel cake. Ain't no toppings. She could take like 4 or 5 orders just to get the line down,
Yeah.
and then just make their cakes, disperse of them, and then take the next people. Take it's the same cake, one
Right.
large plain funnel
So you
cake.
thinking logistics,
I'm,
like
I'm thinking like, how can this move faster?
right.
And so take their orders, get them out the way, fry 10, 5, 6 cakes, get them out. Boom, line gone. So now I'm like, I gotta learn how to make these. I got money saved up from unemployment.
Yep.
I'm gonna do this. I ain't never cooked a funnel cake in my life. But I am artistic and creative, and I like, drawing. I like doing stuff like makeup is art. Stuff like that is art. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be different. I want to make funnel cakes, but I want like different stuff to go on it.
Yeah.
What do I like? I like almond joys.
Yeah.
I like Butterfingers. I like strawberry cheesecake. Black people like strawberry cheesecake.
Girl, you know we
I'm
do.
considering my audience. What do they like? They like banana pudding.
Banana pudding, girl.
They like
I will
whipped
marry you for a
cream.
funnel cake, banana pudding.
Put it on a funnel cake? Come on. Who doing that?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to do this. And when that thought comes to you, you can't sleep. I can't sleep until I fulfill it. I'm not a procrastinator. When I say I'm going to do something, my word is my bond. That's all I got. My name and my word. So I'm going to do it. And then a big thing is I don't tell people what I'm doing. God know what I'm doing. My man might know what I'm doing. But I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna see it in the action.
Right.
So I had went home every night, like the kids sleep. I didn't have the baby already. He sleep, and I just roll over on my phone, and I'm like, how to make funnel cakes. What do you make it in? You get the fryer. I put that in the cart. You get this, put that in the cart. Every night for like 2 weeks, I'm just adding stuff to a cart. And then that's what made me want to start doing it. Yeah.
So how did you take it from the idea to a brick and mortar?
That's a good question, because I had a really nice house, and I was like, I have a friend that's in jail, and he's like a big brother to me. He called me, and I was talking to him about my idea, and I was like, yo, I want to start this business, but I'm thinking about doing it from home. And he was like, Kaila, your home is your place of peace.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody come to your house. And I was like, yeah, but I ain't got the best credit. I know I got some money saved up, but like, what should I do? He said, just apply for commercial spaces. If it's meant for you, you gonna get it.
You gonna get it.
Yeah. And that's what I did. I found a place in the neighborhood of where I lived, because I wanted to be nearby. And I found this place, and I applied to it. We went, and I'm big on first impressions. Like, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I'm going to smell good, I'm going to look good.
Right.
And you going to think I got $1 million.
Yeah. Baby, I'm...
Period. You going to think I am it.
Yes.
I'm her.
Yeah.
And so I put on my heels, my makeup. I had a little suitcase. I was looking cute.
Not
and
a suitcase, Kaila.
Yeah, girl. I had my little suitcase. And I had went to meet this guy, and he was showing me the space, and it was nice. It had a lot of potential. And so I was like, I don't know. I'm going to give you my information. I filled out the application. He ran my whatever he needed to do, my background check, my credit. And then he called me, and he was like, hey, you don't have the best credit, but based off of you alone and the impression you left on me, I want to do business with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, this that door that opened.
Yeah.
Can't nobody shut it. I'm going through it.
Yeah.
So, boom, I done got this space. That's God. Like,
So once you got the space, were you afraid? Were you scared? Was it like, Lord, you done gave me this space?
It's a scary feeling, because now God opening doors. I gotta have the faith and the courage to walk through them now, and it's scary.
You know what's crazy? I don't feel like we talk enough about that part.
Mhm.
Like, God will give you $1 million idea, but do you trust your fear more?
Or do you trust him more?
Because fear will
Hinder you.
I understand now why it's a sin and why it's so bad, because it will hold you back.
Mhm.
Like, faith without works is dead
Yeah.
is a real,
Thing.
like, dead, like deceased, like
Yeah.
cannot move,
Yeah.
cannot live, cannot breathe, cannot prosper,
Yeah.
like death.
Yes. And it was like a, I wasn't necessarily scared, but it's that feeling in your gut where you think you got a boo boo.
Yeah.
You know, it's those butterflies.
Yes.
And it's like, I gotta do this because I didn't already signed the paperwork.
Yeah.
I can't go back.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that can happen?
What is the worst thing that can happen?
And we just did it. And even like in my art around the brick and mortar, the space, it was like some of the art, it was all like if not now, when?
Yeah.
You know, wherever you go, God sent me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'll go wherever you send me. Like, it was
Right.
stuff like that. Because, and then people would come in and they would feel it like, girl, this is nice. And so that's where we went with it, and we got everything. My partner, he is a great handyman, licensed and insured. He did the whole build out, and then we opened, and that was even scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's marketing like? Because, you know, we have a lot of veterans that come on the podcast that are business owners, but marketing is such a big part
It is.
of the success of your business.
Yes.
And you have made it on the top 10 best restaurants list for 3 years running.
Yes, thank you.
Clock that.
Clock it.
So what does marketing look like for you?
For me, in the beginning, marketing has and always will be huge through social media.
Yeah.
A lot of us, when we go outside, when we go sit down and eat, wherever we go, people are on their phone. They scrolling. Yeah. So you want to target your audience. For me personally, funnel cakes, everybody can eat a funnel cake, no matter the age.
Yeah.
So I always like to target social media users.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just always doing videos of the product.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know. You don't need to know. I don't care if I got 12 followers on my personal page, but my business page has 12,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like as long as y'all see the product, y'all don't need to see me.
Right.
But I've learned that they want to see who cooking the cakes.
Yeah.
They want to see me.
Yeah. They want what I've been learning with branding and marketing, especially just with this podcast, is to truly grow an audience and to connect with your customers or with your fan base or with, you know, your tribe. They want to know you.
They do.
They want to know your story. They want to know your struggles. They want that personal relationship with you.
I know, but considering what I've been through,
yeah, it's I don't trust y'all.
Oh my God, I want y'all to like my cake.
Worry about the food,
worry
baby.
About the food.
Just
it's
worry about
good.
the food.
Yeah. But even like when I did a TikTok. I was only doing like Instagram and Facebook, and then somebody was like, "You need to do TikToks."
Yeah.
So I did a TikTok, and I did a voiceover, just using my voice.
Yeah.
That video got more views than everything else I ever posted.
She
so
speaks.
I'm like, yeah, I talk. Yeah. Y'all want to hear my voice. Okay. I need to make more voiceovers.
Yeah.
Y'all want to see my face.
I need to be in these videos. I need
Y'all
to get
wanna
from
see my
behind the
kids.
counter and
Like,
get in front of the camera.
Yes. So I've been doing that a lot more. Branding, just making sure, you know, like honestly, my favorite color is red, but my theme for my business is pink. So now my favorite color is pink.
Because that's,
I love
you
pink.
become your brand.
Everything. Yes.
Yes.
Everything. A lot of my outfits are pink. My clothes, my bus, my food truck is pink.
Yes.
I love pink. My kids, my nails stay pink. Like,
so you have a brick and mortar and a food truck now.
yes.
Ooh.
But we did, however, close the brick and mortar August of this year.
Okay.
And then we're running only out of the food truck. And that's only because, less overhead.
Yeah,
And
more
more
being
profit. Yeah.
more profit in Houston. I didn't know food trucks were so big.
Mhm.
Like trucks are really big in certain areas, like Jacksonville, like
Mhm.
Houston, like where it's really hot outside.
Right.
The majority of the year, food trucks are really really big. So the fact that you're able to move around probably broadens your customer base.
Yeah,
too.
because from January to like September, it's huge walk-in traffic.
Yeah.
But then from October to November, the last quarter of the year, it's slow, and I
Yeah.
have to go out and put in that footwork to get
People in
sales and get money just to pay my landlord.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're not gonna do that no more.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still gonna put in the footwork, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. If I'm gonna make some money, it's gonna be for me, my inventory, my branding,
Yes.
my employees.
Yes.
And so I thought that was a smarter move, and it hasn't let me down so far.
Yeah.
If an opportunity presents itself for me to own a building
Yes.
and do a build out in there, then I'll take it. But for right now, I'm gonna pause on renting, because a lot of people think that the best move would be a brick and mortar. It's
Yeah.
nice, it looks good,
Yeah.
but financially it can be a burden.
Yeah.
So for now, I'm gonna just relieve myself of that stress.
And your
And
food truck is bomb. It's
Thank
so
you
cute.
so much.
I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Thank you.
It looks really good.
Thank you.
So, what advice would you give to anybody, but specifically, our Black veterans that want to go into business for
Yeah.
themselves?
The biggest thing you can do is find a problem, find a need, find a want.
Get pregnant,
Hey,
and then ask yourself.
that's a stretch, baby. I did that 3 times.
Let me see what I can come up with.
Find a problem and create a solution.
Yes.
Be a solution.
Yes.
Have a product that is a need for people, and create the solution for it. Once you create that solution, people gonna want it. They gonna need it. So like, for example, for me, a lot of people were looking for a funnel cake, even including myself,
Yeah.
and nobody was really doing it. So
Yeah.
boom, I'm gonna give this to y'all.
Yeah.
And then we eat with our eyes. Make it pretty.
Make it pretty.
Make
Ooh,
it
that
look
is a
good.
bar. We eat with our eyes.
We
This
do. I can
that's a
scroll
bar.
food all day.
all day.
Ugh.
I'm on TikTok on a fast. Like,
Oh Lord,
I can't wait
Can
for
I
these
just
next 3 days to be over with.
Yes. Oh, I'm thinking about seafood now because it looks so good.
Yeah.
And I will also say that a lot of people don't do stuff because they scared they gonna fail.
Yeah.
Failure is the best thing that can. I mean, not the best thing that can happen, but you always learn a lesson in your failure.
Yeah.
Get back up and do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again and again.
Yeah.
If you fail again, do it again. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Do it differently. But the worst thing that can happen is that you gon' fail. But you have to look in the good thing out of failure is learning something from it.
Learning something. You won't do that again. So
I
now
won't do
you
that
know
again.
that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Even if that's just a lesson. Like, okay, I know that don't work now.
Right.
So I don't have to do that no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the nails. Hey, I don't really like that. Do you like it? No? Okay, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah. No, it's not a thing.
We're going to do something else. Believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We have options. A lot of people, sometimes we join the military because we feel like we don't have options.
Yeah.
Or we stay in because we don't know what we're going to do.
Yep.
But we have options.
Yep.
And then another thing, when I got out, like, I have friends all over.
Yeah.
And, you're here in VA. So
Yep.
I came up here just for this.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to network, and
It
you're
is.
doing you're doing something that's good for us, and just you have friends, you have a village,
Yes.
you are not alone. And a lot of people didn't want to help me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't want your help no more.
Right.
So now I am creating a space where people are safe and they can come to me for help. I'm gonna give you the advice,
Yeah.
even if it come from Chat GPT.
Girl,
I'ma
right.
give you some advice. because nobody did that for me.
Yeah.
So I had to
They
learn it on
gatekept.
my own. Yeah, they gatekeep it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's right.
No,
That's not cool
it's
at
not.
all. So, go if even if y'all want to mentor or find a mentee, whatever. I'm always open to that. And I just want them to know, like, faith without work is dead.
Faith without works
So
is
put in the
dead.
work,
Yes.
believe in yourself, believe in God, keep God first,
Yes.
and you'll get there.
Yeah. Tell the people where they can reach you at.
Yes, so you can reach me at Funnel Cake Spot on Instagram at that's KK
Ooh.
on Instagram, or Facebook at Funnel Cake Spot, or at Kaila Mays on Facebook.
And all of those will be linked in the show notes or on the if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, it'll also be linked in the description and in the description on YouTube. Miss Kaila, it has been amazing.
Yes,
I just want to give you your flowers. You are killing it.
Thank
You are
you
doing
so much.
good. I
Thank
pray that God continues to lead you and guide you and, keep that prosperity flowing in.
Thank you so much.
This has been another amazing episode of the Six Figure Vet Podcast, where we showcase the success stories of Black and brown veterans that have successfully unlaced the boots. The Six Figure Vet is out.
Hey y'all, it's a Six Figure Vet here. If you or any other active duty service member or veteran that you know is suffering with suicidal ideation, substance use, or mental health disorders, please tell them to call 988. The number is 988. They're trained crisis responders waiting to take their calls. You don't have to suffer in silence.
One time